Nietzsche's main concern in On the Advantage and Disadvantage of History for Life is how can knowledge serve life? How should we approach learning so that it contributes to a more meaningful existence? Nietzsche insists that knowledge that enfeebles activity rather than encouraging it is to be avoided. Yet there are certain challenges to making sure knowledge, and historical knowledge in particular, serve life rather than impede it. To explain how knowledge can actually harm life, Nietzsche turns to the herd animal. Animals live fully in the moment, which means that they act according to their instinct and the needs at hand. They don't worry about the future or hold on to past pain. They are unhistorical because they have no sense of the past. Being unhistorical allows them to live in the present, act, and be happy. Humans are not like animals. We have memory, and it connects us to the past. Memory, however, can be a burden. Memory gives us a sense of the passing of time, which is a burden. It makes us bored, melancholic, and anxious about the future. Instead of being fully in the present like the animal, we are a never to be completed imperfect tense. That is, my existence is never complete because it is stretched out over time. People, like animals, need to live in the present, which means forgetting. For Nietzsche, all acting requires forgetting. Action is always in the present. If I act now. Since acting requires forgetting and living in the present, humans have to create a horizon, which limits how much of the past they remember. But how much should I forget? How much forgetfulness and how much memory is needed for a healthy human life? Here, Nietzsche gives us three types of history. Each type of history can serve life or harm life depending on the situation. Monumental history serves the present by looking to the past for examples of greatness. Antiquarian history preserves the things from our past that we love and admire, the things that give us a sense of our roots. And critical history condemns the past, using it to critique injustice in the present. But for monumental history to be useful to the present, we have to have the right circumstances. That is, we have to be able to achieve greatness, or else we become resentful of the present and love the past more. Antiquarian history without reverence also can harm the present. If there is no reverence for the past, we have no value for it and don't understand its meaning for the present. Critical history is also dangerous if it is used recklessly and without need. Each type of history demonstrates how knowledge can serve life or harm life. This observation allows him to criticize the problem of his own time, that is, too much history. According to Nietzsche, people no longer think about why knowledge is important and pursue it simply for its own sake. Instead of seeking an understanding of what makes knowledge meaningful for life, people simply treat it as facts and information. We become like walking encyclopedias. We have lots of information inside, but it has nothing to do with our actions or how we live. Having unused information inside of us is like having indigestible knowledge stones. To digest information, we need to make it our own. We need to look at it and think about how it helps us live. An endless amount of information is not helpful. It is confusing and cannot tell us how to live. Knowledge needs limits in order to serve life. But how do we find this limit for knowledge? How do we decide what to forget? Nietzsche gives us a few solutions. First of all, we can be more like children or animals and live in the present moment, in touch with our instincts. Young people have the instincts, vitality, and hope to make knowledge serve life. Secondly, we need the arts to search for what is meaningful in life. Artists interpret reality and ask for meaning rather than simply collecting facts. We use art to make sense of life and to give meaning to life. And lastly, we can look to the ancient Greeks who knew how to use knowledge to serve life. According to the ancient Delphi oracle, the most important type of knowledge is self-knowledge. If I do not know myself or what I need in life, knowledge is purposeless and has no meaning. Nietzsche thus challenges us to think deeply and live deeply. We need to examine ourselves and use knowledge as a guide for life.